When it comes to the email input composable, an email argument is used to provide the content that is to be displayed in the text field. This is a very important part of the authentication flow, so we want to write a test to ensure that this provided value is displayed inside of our composable. To do this, we need to start by setting up a new test class, email input test. We'll start here by creating a new test composing the email input composable. We'll provide empty implementations for the onEmail changed and onFocus requested arguments, but we will need to provide a string value for the email argument. We create a string variable reference here, providing this to our email input composable for the email argument. Next, we need to assert that this email value is displayed inside of our composable. In a previous test, we defined the tag input email tag, so we'll use this here to locate the node that represents our email text field. Once this node has been located, we can utilize the assert text equals function to assert that the text semantic value of the node matches our provided email variable. With this test in place, we can now be certain that a passing test means that the provided email value is going to be displayed inside of our composable. When the user enters content into the text field to update this email value that is coming from our state, the lambda function that is provided to the composable is triggered. This is the onEmail change lambda. If this for some reason was not being triggered, the user would not be able to enter their email address into the text field. To ensure that this remains functional, let's write a quick test to assert that this event does in fact occur. As before, we'll need to compose the email input composable to perform our assertions against. We'll need to provide a string value for the email argument. We'll create a variable reference for this so that we can assert the lambda is triggered with the expected value. We're also going to pass in a mock lambda function for the onEmail changed argument. This means that we can use this mock to verify that interactions have taken place based off of composable events. While we have provided this lambda to our composable, we now need to trigger this so that we can verify the expected behavior. To trigger this lambda, we need to enter some text into the input field, which we could do so using the perform text input on a specified node. We're going to append some text onto the existing input, which we'll store in a variable reference, appended text, so that we can then use this during the assertion. Here, we'll locate the input field node using our existing tag, followed by inputting this content using the perform text input function. With this in place, we can now add the check to verify that the lambda function is called as expected. When this is triggered, we would expect that the email value returned here would represent the existing content with the addition of the appended text value. We can verify this within our test by using Mockito and its verify function to assert that the lambda has been invoked with the existing value in the input field appended with the value of appended text. If this is the case, the test will succeed. Otherwise, the lambda not being triggered will mean that our verification will not be satisfied and the test will fail. With this in place, we now have tests to verify the behavior of our email input field. If we run the test, we can see that things pass successfully, which means that our email field is working as expected.